Alright, everyone. It's been a while since I've done a voice recording for a online video, but I think it's time and I think we need to talk. Now, as of recently, there's been some hysteria online due to the eclipse coming this Monday in literally 24 hours from about the time I post this video. The question I have and the thing I want to tell everyone is that there's generally nothing to worry about. There's a lot of people online who are grifting, trying to cause fear, and even some big names on YouTube who are trying to stir the pot and maybe get 15 minutes of fame. That's not necessarily a good thing, especially when common sense tells you that the world's going to keep spinning and we're going to come by through Tuesday and everything's going to be the same like it was the day before. But I understand that there tends to be a cycle with people that periodically everyone gets in a frenzy about the world ending or some kind of conspiracy theory of the government coming to swallow up the entire population. Clearly, that is not going to happen. We've been through several of these crises and several of these quote unquote crises and doomsday predictions, and they've never come true. You know, the Mayan calendar of 2012, Y2K, and so on. I believe there was even one in the 90s. So these things come and go, and they're nothing to be afraid of, really, even though there are so many people, particularly religious and somewhat political, who are making things up, making claims and predictions that are totally inaccurate, that are extra biblical, such as the 3 days of darkness, or the rapture, or the end times because of the eclipse, when there's no such thing in the Bible as an eclipse being at the end times, or 3 days of darkness. All of these concepts are basically cherry-picked facts about, well, we're having an eclipse now, and in conjunction with this Bible passage, you could interpret it as X, Y, and Z. It's generally just a lot of hysteria and a lot of people who are literally, I think, just grifting to make money and to generate clicks and to get people to view their videos and gain fame, because we all know that it's easier to gain fame through simply being negative, espousing negative viewpoints, espousing controversy. It's a lot more easy to get views and clicks that way than it is to be positive about the things that you have in life or the possibilities that exist in the world. So, being the fact that people are kind of inherently always on guard and looking out for potential danger, this is exactly why people like this do these things periodically. It's nothing to worry about. The worst thing you'll have to worry about, particularly if you stayed home on Monday, is you'll have to worry about facing your coworkers on Tuesday. That's probably the worst thing most people are going to have to face. So, that being said, there isn't a ton to fear out there. And I feel that myself, I have to put out a voice to say, hey, I'm going to be reasonable. Hey, I'm going to tell the truth. I'm not going to frighten people. I'm going to tell them basically what the eclipse is and what's going to happen to all these people who are saying this. Is that, for one, a lot of those videos are going to be gone, or a lot of these channels are going to be deleted, or videos are going to be deleted, and these people are just going to move the goalposts for when the next apocalypse is going to happen. This whole thing about the eclipse is going to age very poorly, like fresh milk. It's going to go bad very quickly. And one of the things I want to point out is that there's nothing for anyone to be afraid of. These things happen all the time. They're happening here in North America this time, or this time it's happening in North America. But they happen at various points of the world and over the oceans and, over land and on the other side of the world throughout Asia and Europe and Africa, and the world never ends. It's no more significant this time than it was the last time in 2017 or the times before that that has been in other places in the world, but yet people like to be the center of attention, like to make themselves the center of the universe, and in a negative light and in a negative way, and say, well, this is disaster, this is catastrophe. Because if anyone said, well, this is actually something good, it wouldn't generate as many clicks, it wouldn't generate as many views, and people would just not be as invested in the entire situation, in the entire grift. That is why most grifters that you see on YouTube, most people who are espousing radical conspiracy theories or radical, like biblical theories about end times, they never do anything positive. They never voice anything positive. And some of these people, unfortunately, like I said, are big names, are people who are supposedly pastors and whatnot talking about this. But the one thing I can say for sure is that we will be here on Tuesday. Everything will be fine. There will be no natural disasters. There will be no 3 days of darkness. There will be no end times. It will just be another eclipse. And rather than being fearful, one of the things that we should all do, and the main message of this video I am making, is that we should all be hopeful, and we should all look and experience this event. For those who are, in the path, of course, but we should not be fearful. If you just, want to sleep in the day or something, that's not a problem either. Or you want to, play a video game, or you'd rather watch Netflix or something. It's like, well, there's no crime in there and there's nothing bad. But for those who intend to participate in this event, we should keep it positive, because nothing negative is going to happen on a global scale tomorrow. And these things, all these things that happen in the world, and this is the main point I'm trying to make in this video, is that these are all experiences that we go through in life. And you could think of that in a theological fashion. You could think of it in just a humanistic fashion of experiences within a mortal life. But the one thing we know for sure is that we are mortal. And we have this life that's limited here on this planet and in this time to experience the various things that happen in the world around us. There is various seasons: cold, hot, spring, summer, fall, winter. We also have sunny days, we have rainy days, we have eclipses, both solar and lunar. And they're all things and experiences that, if we do not remain so negative about these things, and if we're not constantly suspicious or constantly paranoid about what's just around the next corner of our existence, of our time, maybe we can actually appreciate some of the beauty and the majesty of our environment, and the fact that these particularly like eclipses are rare events, and that they're nothing to be afraid of, and that the world will keep going on, and that tomorrow will come and the sun will rise, and we will continue to have to face the day as everyone else will, and as we've been doing for years. So it is nothing to be afraid of. It is just one in many rich experiences in our lives that we should, at a very least, not let it affect us negatively. If not, enjoy it and look at it the same way we would look at a beautiful sunset, or the feeling of listening to rain falling. It is an experience. It is not the end. All of y'all take care. That's all I wanted to say. And continue to have a good day. And I'll see everyone on Tuesday.